When creating landscape designs, we draw full size, and what that means is that you can apply dimensions to a model and the distances are taken directly from the model. Let me demonstrate by putting a linear dimension from one side of the driveway, and I'll snap to this side here, and I'll go right to the end where the new concrete path will end, and I'm using OSnap so I can directly click on them, and then I need to specify the dimension line location. Now can you see that as I move around I can make that dimension? Logically you would put it somewhere in the center and 23.88. So the distance is taken from the line that runs through here. So let's just draw a brand new line, and again we'll use OSnap there and then OSnap to that point and exit. So we've effectively dimensioned this particular line, which is 23.879 feet. Now you might wish to display that, even though you're designing and working in decimal feet, you may need to display that for your construction team, and you can create different dimension styles, and let's list them now. There's one here called standard, which is what we're using at the moment, but there's another one called architectural and one called 1:96. Let's select the dimension, which is on a layer LDIM, and we will change the dimension from standard to architectural, and you can, I hope, see that the dimension now is 23.23 feet 11 inches. So that's a setting in the dimension style that does that. If we go to dimension style and go to units and text here, firstly we have to say architectural, go to units. There's the measurement scale multiplication factor. There are 12 inches in a foot. So that gives us that type of dimension. You can do vertical dimensions, so let's do a linear dimension and run from one corner there to the other corner and move it out. What I wanted to demonstrate was that if you make a mistake, just as far as centralizing the text is concerned, you can just move it along and adjust. You can also adjust, maybe you don't like the offset from the dimension line, provided you've got polar on, you can move that line and we could have it out here. Now the dimension is not changing at all, but the position, we're effectively shortening that line. So there we are. That's being drawn in the current dimensioning style, which is controlled in our properties box. So dimension style standard, we could change that to architectural, and the next time we draw a dimension, let's do one at an angle, and that's referred to as a line dimension. And again we use those snaps, pick up there, pick up the end of the line. You can see it comes out through here at 8 foot 6 inches. So we're using that different style because it's been set. So I hope you see that dimensions can work really well. If we go to the layout sheet, architectural sheet, you can also select the floating viewport, the edge, and you can click on viewport layers. Notice how our dimensions are currently showing. So we could turn off, let's make this layer the current one, and we've turned off the dimension layer. So you may have seen it disappearing from that. We turn it back on again by selecting the edge of the floating viewport layer and turn the dimension on again, and the dimension lines appear. So dimensioning is an interesting aspect to landscape drafting, but you're pulling, I can't stress enough, you pull the dimensions from the model, and it serves as a double check.